5 live, no jive, and that's all I gotta say. No, I got more to say. Because that's what we do here on Break On Through. We listen to me say a bunch of stuff. And I got a bunch of stuff to say today. Let me tell you. I'm going to let people come in, pull up a chair, put their feet up, and I'll get started. You know, old JC can't see that damn screen too good. To everyone that has entered, hello, happy Tuesday. Okay, you may hear some moans and groans in the back. That'll be little Coleman wanting to get in here with Pawpaw. Yeah, maybe we'll let him have a guest spot someday. Hear that? He's going through a phase right now where he does that all the time. Sorry, but today's Break On Through may have quite a unique soundtrack. Well, I moved up here so I wouldn't have that Wi-Fi issue that I had last week. I don't know why it even was an issue because, you know, how many broadcasts have I done from deep within the bowels of Break On Through Studios without interruption? A bunch. But we'll see. All right, there's quite a few of you in here right now. The First Lady and myself, you know, me, the unimpeachable President for Life, and the First Lady, we were talking, sitting at the table one night, and she goes, you know what might be interesting to know? And that is where people are when they watch and or just listen to Break On Through. Let's see, I get off work pretty early, so that's why 5 o'clock was the ideal time for me to broadcast. But it stays up all the time, so, I mean, some people say they enjoy it better catching it live, but I understand, especially if you folks on the West Coast, you know, what is it out there right now? 3 o'clock? Yeah, a lot of y'all still at work. And you have to watch it either this evening or tomorrow or something like that. But, now Jim's watching from St. Anne, Missouri, but what I want to know is, where are you in St. Anne, Missouri? Are you at work with your phone propped up? Are you like me and you have some really great hours and you're home by 3 o'clock? Or 4 o'clock, I guess, would be your time. That's what I want to know. I want to know how you guys watch. I mean, you don't have to say it now, but you can private message me, or hell, yeah, comment now. I don't care. But yeah, I would just like to know. And of course, in a day or so, everyone will be able to catch all the broadcast on our YouTube channel. Which, by the way, our YouTube channel, the following or the likes or whatever they do on YouTube is very underwhelming. So if you all would, please go onto YouTube, onto the official, I think it's called ANTiSEEN Official. There's one called ANTiSEEN NC that used to be our official, but it's not anymore. We haven't done anything to that page in probably 7 or 8 years. Malcolm Tent does stuff to ANTiSEEN Official daily, if not every other daily. So, can y'all hear little Coleman like real good. Because I mean, if it gets really distracting, I'll just move down into the bowels and hope it works. Okay, he seems to have been taken into the other room. Okay. So please go by our YouTube page and like or whatever the hell you got to do to make our numbers go up. Tomorrow, I will be interviewed for the What Would Charles Bronson Do group podcast or whatever. It won't air tomorrow. I'm being taped tomorrow on a phone call. So hopefully that'll be up soon and you can hear what the hell I got to say about all that. The Big Cartel store is up and it is live. I don't think it's part of the website yet. I don't think it's the merchandise link on ANTiSEEN.com yet. But that will be happening in a day or so. Somebody asked, we're going to sell vinyl at the store, at the shows? Yes, sirree, indeed, we are. Okay, so the Big Cartel ANTiSEEN store at, I forgot what the address is, but it's on my Facebook page. It's on the ANTiSEEN Facebook page, so check it out. Man, I got a lot of stuff on there. A lot more coming. Oh, yeah. Speaking of getting busy, man, the Long-Haired Weirdo record label is getting ready to get busy, too. Now, I'm going to put out a few releases, but they're going to be on CD just for cost effectiveness for the meantime. Plus stuff I don't... Plus, it's going to be fringe stuff that I think, you know, if I invested in vinyl, I might end up sitting on for a while. But for CD, and a lot of people still like CD. They tell me this all the time. And we're going to release our entire back catalog on CD again. It'll happen a little bit at a time, but it's going to happen. But Long-Haired Weirdo's got some projects lined up. I don't want to reveal any of them yet. I want to just let you know there's going to be, but there's still going to be vinyl on Long-Haired Weirdo. So lots of good stuff coming out on there. And I also want to tell you something about my main mang, Zach Hembree. You all know him. His band has undergone a name change. They are now known as Hembree and the Infidels. Which if I'm telling the truth, man, I like that much better. Because that Satan this, Satan that, pentagram stuff, man, is that not wore out yet? I mean, you got to tell me something. I think it is. If I see another pentagram, I think I may shit all over myself. Oh, no, don't go, what would Gigi do? Okay, let's not hear none of that. I got 2 top 10s today. I'm going to do one right now before I get into the meat of the matter and then give you the second top 10. It feels like to me I've already done this subject, but I don't know. Maybe you fact checkers can call me out right here in public. Cabbage. Damn, Jeff Clayton, you don't know what you do one day to the next, man. What's going on? You getting old up in here? Answer, yes. But if I did do it before, you can compare this one to that one and see how much I lied. It's not lying. It's just how you feel from one month to the next or one day to the next. Now, some of you are going to get upset about this top 10. You know why you're going to get upset about this top 10? Because this guy wants all Americans to be able to defend themselves against those who wish to cause them harm. He also loves the Constitution of the United States of America, which I do as well. Now, y'all of you equate those things to people. Oh, you think you're perfect. You think you don't do nothing wrong there. But let me tell you something. Unlike most people on social media, I didn't come out of the womb doing everything correctly. I've made mistakes. I continue to make mistakes. I'll probably make some mistakes today. This guy's made mistakes. He said some wild things. But you know what? There's one thing that all the screaming and crying and whining and you're racist and all that stuff is not going to cover the fact that he is one rockin' mofo, and I'm talking about terrible Ted Nugent. Have I done that one before? I don't think I have. That's right, TNT. Peace through superior firepower. Number 10, off the Scream Dream album. No. It wasn't all Scream Dream. It was all State of Shock. Paralyzed. That's a damn good one. For me, number 9. I would say I'm not much into instrumentals, but I do like instrumentals. I like a lot of Frank Zappa's instrumentals. And I am really fond of one of Terrible Ted's instrumentals. It debuted on one of the Amboy Dukes records, Tooth, Fang, and Claw, but was also included on Double Live Gonzo. And that's a little number called Hibernation. Number 8 was a toss-up. It could have been another track from this album, but I chose the album title track because it's just such a damn good foot stomper, hand clapper. Number 8 would be Free for All. Got me a rock and roll band. It's a free-for-all. Number 7. I don't know if this infringes on people's rights or if it's going to make people who don't have a poontang upset because you're putting those that do have poontangs up in the forefront. But how about a little Wang Dang Sweet Poontang? Live record, studio record, doesn't matter. Great, great, great. Now, one song you're not going to find on here. I'll go ahead and tell you what you're not going to hear on here. Cat Scratch Fever. Damn, Jeff Clayton, that's what Ted Nugent's known for, son. A little Cat Scratch Fever. Yeah, but I know, I'm not saying I don't like the song. I love the song. It's just not in my top 10. That's something that a lot of people don't understand about this top 10. Man, why don't you like... I do like it. It just didn't make my top 10. You can only have 10 in the top 10. Can't have 50 in the top 10. Number 6. This is probably one of my favorite songs of all time. Not just from Terrible Ted. But if you said, hey, man, what's your top 100 songs, man? This one would be in it. Stranglehold. Moving up the list a little bit. This is a song I used to do live with some band. Most notably, a band from Wilmington, North Carolina, called Brick Bat. Used to get me up on stage to sing this with them. I know every word. I know every syllable. I love the song. I've loved it the first time I heard it. I love it today. Today it's number 5 in my list of top 10. It's called The Great White Buffalo. You may notice a bunch of these are earlier than the first album, just called Ted Nugent's. A lot of these are, a lot of people don't realize Great White Buffalo was Amboy Dukes as well. Speaking of that album, Tooth, Fang, and Claw, here comes number 4, man. The Amboy Dukes cover of Chuck Berry's Maybelline. Man, if y'all haven't heard that, man, as soon as you get off a break on through today, look that up on YouTube or Spotify or something. Maybelline by Ted Nugent and the Amboy Dukes. Do yourself a favor and give it a listen. It'll become one of your top 10 as well. Number 3. Where have you been all my life? Hey, baby, where you been all my life? Love it. Love it. I love them Derek St. Holmes songs that he sings. Number 2. Just What the Doctor Ordered. Studio version, live version, does not matter to me. Can y'all even begin to guess what number 1 is? I mean, do you think you know what it is? Well, I see crickets chirping, so I think no one of you know what it is. I'll tell you what it is. Off Double Live Gonzo. This version in particular of Motor City Madhouse. There's violence in the air tonight. Let's say I just gave you top 10 songs. Yeah, I gotta. Okay, I'm doing good on time. The other day I was talking to the new guitarist for the Ultra lineup of ANTiSEEN, Mr. Walt Wheat. And he said there's something he thinks people might want to hear because he's heard some stories. And I may have told him on here before, but man, we're what? 2 years into this? And I guess I'm going to repeat some stuff. But he wanted to know about the, or not know about, but be told, tell you some of the songwriting procedures that ANTiSEEN goes through. The standard is usually somebody comes up with lyrics first. Now, I've not been writing a whole lot of lyrics over the last couple of years. I write some, but I used to, before phone, like my notes on my phone are filled up with stuff that just comes to me during the work day, and I just get on there and talk it, and save it. Save it for a rainy day. But I've not been doing a whole lot of songwriting. A lot of lyrics that are coming now, they're mainly from Malcolm, Barry. Even Walt Wheat has tossed some in there, and then we come up with the tunes. Luckily, I am so amazing on guitar that I can kind of flesh out the tune I want for them to play and teach it to them. I haven't done that in a while either, I don't think. But there were a couple that were kind of off our beaten path of doing stuff. One of them is Animals Eat 'Em back in I guess when we wrote it, it was 1992. And this was the lineup of my brother Greg, Tom O'Keefe, and Joe Young. And we practiced in one of those storage facilities, you know, where big orange doors and one power strip up in the light bulb, you know, that kind of deal. And I just remember us sitting around in that thing, in that practice facility. Now, you heard how we got the title. Malcolm 10's involved in that. We got a bumper sticker from Trash American Style up in Danbury, Connecticut to put on our van. And what did it, Malcolm, what did that sticker say? I mean, you got to tell me. What did it originally say? I know what it ended up saying. Something like, be kind to animals, don't eat them. Well, Joe went out to the van and had like a pair of scissors or a knife or something and cut the sticker up to make the sticker now read, animals, comma, eat them. So, we had a bumper sticker. So, the next step was to write a song. And I remember that was one song. All right, Malcolm says it said, love animals, don't eat them. Yeah, okay. So he cut out love and don't. All right. But we were, this process doesn't happen very often. And I just remember, you know, this is one of our live staples, even today, ever since 1993 when it was released. But it was one of those things where we had the title, you know, we're writing it down on a notebook. And then we just, line after line just came from each guy. And I mean, I'll tell you, Joe came up with some of the better ones, man, like, and if you have a problem with that, Gordon Liddy ate a rat. I guess Joe was reading Will at the time. And that was fresh in his head. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Tom O'Keefe that came up with "Fuck the veggies, give me a hot dog." But my brother tossed in some. I tossed in, you know, I started it. See them grazing in the field, waiting to be my next meal. Solid gold. But I think one that Walt was referring to in particular was one that we did just a few years back called Let the Working Man Rest a Little Bit. Now, excuse me, y'all. Working class. Barry Hannibal is a demo-making mofo. And he had a demo that he had completed. He put bass, guitar, and drums to it. You know, he can play all three. So, and he sends me the tune. And I was like, yeah, I like that tune, man. All right, well, put some lyrics to it. All right. Well, nothing was grabbing me. Nothing was inspiring me. Nothing I wanted to get out. Barry's texting me. And he says to me, man, come on with them lyrics, man. And y'all know that all old JC's working class, you know. I'm up way before the sun. I'm in bed early, man. I go, man. The day ain't long enough for me. I need 36-hour days to get everything done. But I go all the time. Even here at almost 60 years old, I'm still And I'm just like, man, I ain't got nothing, you know. Come on, man. A day later, man, come on with some lyrics. I was like, man, why don't you let the working man rest a little bit? I didn't hear nothing else from him. And I think we were playing up at Jeff and Joe Young's record store. Oh, God almighty, man. 4 o'clock. Oh, yeah. We were playing up there at the record store. And I guess Barry had a CD. And he put it in his car. And he says, hey, man, you remember that tune I wanted you to get the right lyrics to? And I said, yeah. He said, well, come over here and listen. We're in somebody's car. And probably his. And he put it on. And all of a sudden, the main hook to the song is my text. Let the working man rest a little bit. He said, man, you wouldn't give me no lyrics, so I just took what you sent me and made a song out of it. See? The man's a genius. Well, I guess I'm the genius for coming up with a line, but he's the genius for turning it into a song. I'll try to think of some more stuff. A lot of people don't know what some of the songs, that they misinterpret what some of the songs are about. Like, for instance, the song Up All Night. Oh, man, it's about being on speed, man. No. Yeah, whatever. Right? It's not about being on speed. Think to the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre. John Bridges, I will address that soon. Chainsaw Massacre. You know the scene where they've got the girl in the dining room and they pull the bucket, the big tub out, and they bring Grandpa down from the attic, trying to get him to take that sledgehammer and crack her open? That's what that song's about. That scene. I took artistic liberty. I said another kick in the head and I'm going to bed. But they weren't kicking, they were pah. But John says, do we got demos of Barry singing? Yeah, man, we got demos of Barry singing those songs. We've got, it's amazing. All that stuff is going to come out, man. I'll tell you something that has been in the thought process and on the drawing board now for about 5 years. Is a record called Possum Stew, where we take all the demos, all the alternate takes, the stuff that had different lyrics, the stuff we're going to put it all together with a big hodgepodge, kind of like a odds and sods type thing. Matter of fact, if you think back to the album Obstinate and the song Atomic Clock, originally, we were going to name that Possum Stew. But somewhere along the line, I guess when Mad Brother Ward brought that audio of that individual talking about you can't stop or wind or go turn back an atomic clock, we're just like, well, that just names itself, didn't it? And we saved Possum Stew. Possum Stew will see the light of day one day, probably on TKO Records. Now I keep having to look over at the computer to see what time it is. Like it's 5:30, so I got about another 15-minuter. How about another top 10? I was texting with my main out around California town, named Callie Hellstrom. And he just pops in, like I already had my Nugent top 10 written out. And he says to me, hey man, why don't you do an Alice Cooper top? And right when I see Alice Cooper, I'm going, man, I already done it. But he goes, solo top 10. And as a tribute to Mr. Malcolm Tent, I like when he refers to that era as Cooper, comma, Alice. So that's what I'm going to refer to it as. These are my Cooper, Alice top 10 songs. My favorites. Now, if it'd just be Alice Cooper, that would insinuate that we are talking about the original 5-piece band. This is Alice gone solo with various band members all throughout the history. I forgot to do my honorable mentions of Ted Nugent. Let me go ahead and throw them out right quick. Call of the Wild. Dog Eat Dog. Now, back to Cooper, Alice. Top 10 favorites. Number 10. From an album that I think, for the most part, it gets very overlooked. And if you do overlook it, correct that mistake quickly. And give it a listen. There is some really good stuff on the Special Forces album. Alice had gone for a different look. A little bit of a different sound. Matter of fact, no, never mind. I spoke too soon. But my number 10 is from the album Special Forces, Prettiest Cop on the Block. Dave Prino, I agree with you. I like the later Alice Cooper stuff, especially the ballads. I don't think any of the ballads made my top 10 today, but Alice was a great balladeer, man. Back then when it was coming out, we're just like, oh, come on, man, Alice, we want to rock, man. We want to rock! But How You Gonna See Me Now, I Never Cry, Only Women Bleed, You and Me, You Take It Like a Woman, all fantastical tunes. Number 9. Probably what introduced a bunch of us to the whole concept of necrophilia. If I Love the Dead didn't do it, this one sure did. Cold Ethel. If I live to 97, she'll still be waiting in refrigerator heaven. Damn! Number 8. This is a cover Alice did of from the group Love. And it's called 7 and 7 Is. Y'all ever heard that one? He does a phenomenal... The original's great. I think Alice's is better. My number 7 from the Goes to Hell album. Didn't We Meet? Oh, yeah. And one thing you're going to notice missing from my list is the later metal stuff, man. Those didn't make my top 10. I like some of those records. It took me a long time to admit to liking anything off the glam metal thing, trash. But I don't have any on my top 10 from the odd era. The Cocaine albums, Dada, Zipper Catch Your Skin. What would be the third in that trilogy? Would it be the one they did the comic book of? I don't know, but nah, not the early comic book. I'm thinking aloud here. Sorry, y'all. Number 6 from the Inside, Serious. Damn great song. Number 5, and there are a couple songs from this album that are in my Cooper, Alice top 10. Number 5 from Flush the Fashion. Pain. Uh-oh. Lil Coleman's at it again. All right. Number 4. Now, this is going to be a head scratcher for some of y'all. Now, some people I've told this before and they understand. Oh, yeah, I see why you like it. Most people are like, why do you like that? It's more like an intro than anything. But number 4 from Welcome to My Nightmare, The Awakening. Love it. Number 3, we're going back to Flush the Fashion here. Another cover. Alice picked great covers, man. He always picked those 60s. Like when they play live, sometimes they did My Generation, the solo Alice. And they knocked it out of the park. But this was another 60s cover from a group called The Music Machine. Now, if none of y'all are familiar with Music Machine, make yourself familiar with it. I think all the people on here, I think you'll really dig. I know a lot of you out there already know who the hell I'm talking about. But if you don't, look them up. Music Machine. Double Yellow Line. Masculine Intuition. And this song, their most popular song, this Alice did it, knocked it out of the park again. Talk, Talk. Number 2. Another one from Goes to Hell. Guilty. What a riff that is. What a damn guitar riff. And then, anytime I pick up a guitar, I play that riff. Ding, 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 ding. That's about as far as I can get. But I'm too busy worrying about other guitar notes that would irritate. My number 1 solo, Cooper, Alice song. And I like the extended version that appears on the video. Devil's Food. Yes, Andy Miller. Grim Facts is a damn great one too. Flush the Fashion was a great record. I know Alice's Look. Yeah, I guess Flush the Fashion would have been in that trilogy, not the other one whose name I can't think of at the moment, but it was Flush the Fashion, Zipper Catches Skin, and Dada. And I guess it started with Special Forces. That group of records. There's some good stuff in there. A lot of people dismiss those, but you would be wrong in doing so. There's really great. It's not the traditional Alice Cooper. So there's some like that song Pain. I could have heard the original band doing that, or even pre Cocaine Alice doing that. But well, hell, what time we got now? No, we got a little bit of time. Got any questions, real quick? Ask me something. You gotta instead of you gotta ask me something. John Bridges, you say we are. Are you talking about who do you think we are? Special Forces in an armored car? You are correct, Andy Miller. You could take selected tracks from all those records and make one completely amazing album. Like for Zipper Catches Skin, you guys ever heard No Baloney? Homo Sapiens? Good song, great song. Well, very soon. The tide is high and I'm holding on. The Ultra lineup of ANTiSEEN is going to make its way live. Our debut will be at Reggie's in Wilmington, North Carolina, November 3rd. Someone just asked about Lace and Whiskey. Yeah, Lace and Whiskey was good. The song Lace and Whiskey is really good. It's Hot Tonight was great. Road Rats. You and Me. I love You and Me. I mean, we share a bed and popcorn and TV. Yeah. He said popcorn. What? I'm not going to love that song? I see some more. I see some question marks, but they've already gone up. And you know what happens if I touch the damn phone now? Oh, boy. Well, go visit the Big Cartel store. Look on my page. Look on the ANTiSEEN page. There's a link to it on both. There's a lot of stuff that's not even on the website, man. And there's going to be a lot more. We got stuff coming out like you would not believe. Just ask Malcolm Tent. You can ask him tomorrow on Tent Talks Tunes, 7 p.m. on Malcolm Tent's Facebook page. Be sure to check out the Adam Wolf and Katie After Dark page. Katie After Dark is doing him some shotgun art out there in Cliffside. He's filming it. Showing it. I guarantee you, if you say, "Hey, damn, Katie After Dark, you need to sell me one of those damn shotgun art pieces there, son," he'd take care of you. John Ross wants to know, is there any chance of a New Orleans show in the near future? And I'm going to say to you, yes. Good chance. But I'm not gonna throw out a bunch of maybes and we thinks, and I only throw out stuff. I try to only throw out stuff that's definite. So November 3rd, Reggie's in Wilmington, North Carolina. Friday, November 4th at Jack Rabbit's in Jacksonville, Florida. November 5th at the Brass Mug in Tampa, Florida for Scumstock 2022. If you're anywhere in the area, hell, we drove all the way from damn Charlotte, North Carolina. One guy came from Newtown, Connecticut. One guy came from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So if y'all got to drive a little bit, hey man, I live an hour and a half away from Tampa, son. What do you expect me to do? I expect you to drive. I expect you to get in the car and drive. Get on your bad motor scooter and ride. All right. I want to thank you all for joining me here today, listening to me talk. I want to thank all of you that are listening this evening on the replay, and those who catch it later on YouTube. Don't forget to go like our YouTube page, okay? Come on, man. You got to do something for me. I'm the unimpeachable president for life, the long-haired weirdo, and we will see you next Tuesday, right here on Break On Through. Thank you, everybody.